You don't want Lucario, but something is making its way through as we head in here to game number 1 between these two squads. Los Caducados, your purple team. Ingage, your orange team. Ingage having a strong start to the day, already winning their first set. Los Caducados down 1. They need to prove something here in their second set of the day.
They absolutely do. Again, they don't want to go 0-2, 0-2 in both of their matches and end the day 0-2. So they have everything to play for here. Ingage want to keep the ball rolling. A good 1-0 start from them, and they want to prove that there's a reason they're invited into this league.
Yeah, no question, right? Up in the top path, of course, we have the Gyarados just working to get online. Mimikyu making their way top here, as well as Zoroark. So we could see a little bit of a battle kick off around these birds, maybe even earlier. Mimikyu and Zoroark finding each other in that tall grass right there. The combo just barely missing.
It is an incredibly strong combo indeed, and something they're going to have to look out for moving forward here. Now we still just have a Magikarp who wants to hit their evolution through these wild Pokemon in the middle. Is going to be just a bit shy as that effort gauge continues to climb, and a good presence by Ingage for players deciding to split as Mimikyu goes towards that Regidrago.
Yeah, I like that from Ingage, especially when you need to babysit this Magikarp, right, to make sure that it gets online. They almost get the KO there on Alchemy, but it just evolves in time. The iframes make sure that it does not go down. And you can see Volto right here working on getting all of that effort gauge full on Magikarp. You know, brawling with your opponents is a great way to do it. Of course, if you can get an assist or even better a KO, you'll be Gary even faster. But here we go. Big time waterfall chased into the enemy team. The Dragon Breath as well. However, it looks like the recover from Alchemy saving the Combusken.
Saving the Combusken, but also good coverage by the Suicune to try and keep Volto standing. A lot of good pressure on. Whirlpool's in. They are able to take care of Volto, and now Combusken to scramble towards their tier 1 pad.
You know what's fun is you said you might throw up earlier, and now you're seeing Combusken. So here you go, buddy. Enjoy.
Not being treated too well as Regidrago was taken by the Mimikyu here. So team-wide experience for Ingage. And how will they use that to engage Los Caducados? They find themselves around that Combusken, quickly dispatching it with the help of the Crustler. And now Zoroark peeling back, has the Whirlpool there, has to go for an Ingage, going for a big feint attack, gets knocked out because they were put in the blender of 4 players.
Beautiful stuff there, and look at this, just allowing the Gyarados to fully stack up in the top path. And now the Shadow Sneak Mimikyu doing what it does best, just darting around the map, clearing all of that wild Pokemon experience. Really strong moment here for Ingage. A fully stacked up Gyarados is extremely scary, and then they're leaving it in the top path to get all the levels it needs.
Yeah, I mean, good presence here by the Crustle just to keep Los Caducados honest. Now, it looks like that they're easily going to take the Regieleki, but Ingage looks for more of an Ingage on the Kados. Here we go, right into the backline. Zoroark puts a ton of pressure on, and the Crustle does go down. They've been in the mix for a minute. Unsurprising there. The rest of Ingage peels back to their pad to see how they're going to tackle this Regieleki and Los Caducados' presence downstairs.
Yeah, I mean, Ingage right there absolutely knew they were giving up this bottom objective, which they didn't seem to care about as much because they were making sure that their Gyarados became Mega Gyarados in that top path, got its level 9, got fully stacked up. So the next time that Gyarados sees a big team fight, it can unite, it can Mega, and it can start to take over the game.
Exactly, and that's what they're trying to leverage it for, right? We saw Mimikyu just buying time, being the first kind of presence of a big-time attacker, and Mega Gary is going to be the one that follows suit after this Regice is secured.
Yeah, it looks like Mega Gary needing to evolve there in that moment. We got 40 points on it right now. If they could break this top path, they might. However, if they leave it up, they just continue to let this Gyarados get bigger and bigger and bigger in the top path. Suicune with the Whirlpool Ice Beam catching the Mewtwo a little bit off guard. It's Alchemy that goes down.
Good presence here by Ingage. We'll see where they go. Okay, nice little freeze and follow-up. Gonna get a couple players down for the exchange of Volto, though. I mean, this Blaziken is really feeling another quality freeze as the rest of Ingage is stressing the T1 downstairs.
And you can see, I mean, they are focusing on this Gyarados with good reason on both sides, right? They were trying to get a big KO on it, which they do, but that's a level 11 right now. Incredibly strong. It should have a Unite move the next big fight it comes to as well. It used it not too long ago. Just needs a little wild Pokemon experience, and it's right back online with that big time Unite. And it has it. Every single fight this thing enters with that Unite move could be very scary for Los Caducados.
Without a doubt. Again, Caducados on this T1 bot. Ingage rotating to provide cover here, and that Mewtwo goes way too deep and gets knocked out as the rest of Ingage is looking to pivot. Regieleki's at half. Los Caducados has the presence. Is there going to be any contest? No. Easy overheat secures, and now Ingage is just looking to catch.
Interesting. Ingage right there, you know, was looking to grab them, looking for a big play right there, and they now have to, you know, dive towards them to make it happen. Mewtwo Unite move puts Espeon in a terrible spot. Gyarados continuing to brawl right here, but it is in trouble. Great play from Los Caducados as the Zoroark picks up another.
I'll let you take that again. What just happened there, Cowboy?
Zeraora has entered the battle.
You missed it. I'll tell you what, you said it earlier, I don't think Blaziken's ever been bad, and it's sure as heck not looking bad today. Doing a lot of great work here for Los Caducados, and maybe warranted that early pick that we saw happen earlier today as well. Suicune trying to create space, but there's just too many players for Los Caducados, and I want to talk about that engagement by Ingage downstairs. Oh, good Shadow Sneak on a prime target here. Ingage looks to just maybe give up this pad, though.
Yeah, I think they realize the Mimikyu can't really make it in and get a win there against 5 members of Caducados, especially with Zeraora now leaving and Zoroark taking its place. Level 12 on the side of Los Caducados. Zoroark having a better day than I expected, I have to say. I didn't even know if we would see it in competition today. It's always one of those Pokemon that is picked up by high-level players, but I feel like it has been, you know, relatively absent from a lot of ranked and a lot of the top games I've seen. EU, on the other hand, making it look pretty.
Yeah, I mean, again, once it gets ahead, it can stay ahead very easily and create problems for the opposing team. There's good shutdown tools on the side of Ingage, but I mean, that's a level 13 Mega Gyarados that we have not seen have a huge impact on this game quite yet.
No, not yet, but we've got maybe 1 or even 2 more big fights between these squads. We're actually brawling early. Slowbro caught right now. They're probably going to have to give this up and just get some positioning around the pit, and it looks like that's what Los Caducados is doing right now. Gyarados making their way through the central area. 4 members of Ingage walking up, but it looks like Caducados is looking to maybe make a sneaky catch in that center. We have Ingage looking for members of Los Caducados, but they're finding no one yet.
Yeah, the Zoroark with all its mobility trying to suss out where players are, and they know where Mega Gary is now. Are they going to pounce? Are they going to adjust? Surf through on the Crustler. A lot of damage in on them. How are they going to pivot? And it looks like Los Caducados is going to fade back, but that Zoroark is still hiding.
Yeah, Zoroark knows exactly where Gyarados is right now. They have a lot of information right here. Mewtwo with the Psy Strike just peeling back away from this fight. Now the team really engaging. Ingage is ahead right now. Alchemy Unite moves super early. They're going to have to move in with this.
That forces Zoroark to go straight in. They get a key knockout on the Espeon after their Unite move. Now the chase is on. They have to get on top of the Zoroark. They do. The Mega Gary comes alive, and now they're going to have to leverage that huge Pokemon. 2 players down, and it's 2 quality ones as the rest of the Los Caducados are bullied out with that big Ice Age Whirlpool Ice Beam combination. And now it's all Ingage in control on the front lines, and they're digging deep for more knockouts. They surface back through to try and stun down the Gary, but it's not good enough. KO streak of 2 for them, and just a Whirlpool's gonna cinch up the Slowbro. Now though, Zoroark is here, Blaziken is here, and the lead is Ingage's with a minute left.
I like this play here from the Gyarados, right? Volto just heading to get some experience right now. The Dragon Breath and the auto attacks there, not to mention the KOs, is going to fill the HP bar and get them closer to a possible Unite move. They are up right here, but 1 full pocketed score does separate these teams. So it's not over for Los Caducados in many ways as they move in for the fight.
Big time shadow sneak upstairs. The Mimikyu doesn't pursue. They still have their Unite move in their pocket, which is great to isolate down a target. Gyarados hops back out. They're going straight to the middle. Kyogre's at half. We're throwing everything in the kitchen sink at her. We're looking for a quick secure. It is taken by Los Caducados, but they have 2 players down, and now the race is on. They got to get their points in, and it's a scoring race in the last 15 seconds.
That's right. They're peeling towards the bottom path of the Blaziken. Alchemy just coming back, possibly in time. No, the Espeon does score in the bottom path, but Blaziken scores 100 on the other side. We have Suicune looking to stop this Mewtwo on the top path right here. No points able to go in on the bottom path. Does Mewtwo score? Blaziken scoring 6 in the main. Let's see who takes this victory, Doob Snacks.
I believe it's still going to be Engaged by a comfortable margin after getting that score. Not as comfortable as I thought. Holy smokes. 32 points separate these 2 teams after a great counterpunch and Los Caducados securing Kyogre despite having the Zoroark and the Blaziken knocked out.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great fight there from both of these squads. Los Caducados, moving in with that Blaziken, looking for the secure. It's something they are able
against this Talonflame.
And here we go. Game number 2. Los Caducados, your purple team. Engage your orange team. Engage looking to finish out a really solid start to their day. Already 1-0 with their matches. Los Caducados in trouble of being the team to get beat twice on the first day of the league.
Well, Engage putting some pressure early. Half the HP bar of that Umbreon is gone. Currently just an Eevee, but you can tell around that level ticker there, you can see the little Umbreon tail to let us know that that's indeed what we're fighting with today.
Greninja in the central area, Talonflame in the central area for both of these squads. A little bit of a skirmish, it looks like, in the top path happening right now with the Mewtwo and Hoopa. And they pick up Latias in the top path. And here comes Talonflame in the bottom path, getting very aggressive down here, seeing if they can pick up a KO. They are chasing onto the Miraidon, looking for something on this Trevenant. They're not able to make it happen. Finally, they get it.
Getting the knockout is huge. Making it out is even better. Umbreon gets dispatched. The Frogadier is on the chase. Phantom has eyes exactly where the Talonflame is. Mew able to provide just enough of screen so they get back, but they lost a bunch of that bird experience, Cowboy.
Yeah, it looks like almost everything, if not everything, went over to the side of Los Caducados right there. Trevenant evolved. Greninja in a great position with a ton of HP. However, Talon and Greninja scrapping in the center right there, and it looks like they both peel away, trying to get some of that central area experience here. Back down to our bottom path. Nice secure by the Miraidon. Gets them their level 5.
Well done by the squad here. Nice little rotation up as Trevenant is going all the way into the top path, creating a pretty substantial rotation. We do have Mega Mewtwo X online. Now, is that enough to keep Caducados from keep pushing? It looks like for now it is.
Yeah, nice big wood hammers right here. And Latias, Nihat there, just spending all of their time hitting with that Dragon Pulse, charging up that power that gets progressively stronger as they move throughout the match, turning them from just a support into kind of a support attacker carry hybrid.
Absolutely. The Regidrago going to Los Caducados. Good crop of experience. Nice little Surf. Talonflame combination. Can't quite get the knockout, but you gotta think if they were able to take care of Greninja there, it would have felt like a big win.
I mean, they were looking for Miraidon and somehow found a Greninja, both of them almost going down. Nice eject button on the Miraidon. Greninja just wrong place, wrong time.
Nice wood hammer there. Talonflame takes the skies. The chase continues. Boosted auto on the tree isn't enough to take care of it because that thing is robust.
Talonflame right there. I mean, having a very Al Pacino moment, missing just by inches in that bottom path. The flies so close to their opponents, but nothing happening.
Now we just have poor Greg hanging out on this Hoopa in the face of 2, doing what they can to try and take some of the experience, not for their own use, but to just take it away from Caducados. Now the hyperspace highway is open. We have a quick rotation to contend here as the Charge Beam Miraidon is going to push back this Umbreon all the way. We saw the Greninja Unite pop out at the very end. We'll see what the Talonflame does as we are scrapping upstairs, and it's Engage getting the better of that one. They snap through the portal, top off their HP, and they're going to escort Reggie Regieleki driving Miss Daisy and drive it all the way home here as they have all the players in the right spot.
Beautiful stuff there from Ingage. Obviously a perfect portal, right? Just lets the whole team reset before they decide to assault that top goal zone. 28 points, and you got 21 there on the Hoopa. I don't know if they want to put it in a position to get close to going down, but it looks like they're actually just going to peel away from this. Not exactly what I'd expect, but they're going to support their team.
I mean, sometimes you got to unite in Pokemon Unite. Support your squad. See what you can get done. Portal open in the background, but Greninja gets the knockout. KO streak of 2 before they are able to blink out of existence. And the tree taking care of the Mega Mewtwo X. Now we have another Greninja Unite. It feels like it's on infinite cooldowns here as they keep popping it as soon as it populates. Umbreon going to create the separation. Nice little adjustment there with Talonflame unable to land a strike. And finally the Flame Sweep. Before it hits a wall, it hits a Greninja.
Yeah, and there we go. Finally, Greninja going down there, Dupes next. But you're right. I mean, the Unite moves just back to back here, making sure they get enough wild Pokemon experience to get it back online quickly. Greninja making some big plays right here. And there we go. Talon is down, didn't have the fly ready, so they couldn't avoid that damage.
We'll see what they do here. Los Caducados and this Greninja specifically are sitting on top of the pack in terms of experience, which is where it needs to be to have an impact, right? And Greninja right back in the center going to keep leveling up as they close out a tier 1 goal zone up by 143 points.
Los Caducados looking great here in game number 2, right? I mean, this is very different from game 1. Got the shield on the Greninja, deciding whether or not they want to move in. Wow, huge eject, but no one from the team there to pick that up. Must be some miscommunication from Los Caducados, because that looked like they were setting up a huge fight.
It really did. A little bit of a miscommunication there. Fortunately, it didn't cost them too much, but Ingage is now on the chase for where they can find value on this map. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left in about this one, and we finally see the Rings Unbound Hoopa open up that big portal, and the rest of the squad pour through as Umbreon is left to play D, and Los Caducados tries to rotate fast enough.
So Regieleki here now walking. They have another opportunity to score in this top goal zone. They didn't break it earlier, making sure they did not give their opponents a ton of experience. Mewtwo Unite move doesn't get much done. They go down as we have the Regieleki walking towards the goal zone. Points being scored in the bottom path. Ingage coming back here a little bit.
A bit of a misread, though, on Ingage. It kind of felt like they thought everybody was going to abandon the top path and like push T2 bot. So they kind of ripped it, and they found out that Los Caducados was about that action and was able to get a couple quality knockouts. A reasonable pivot by Ingage to get points into the bottom path as Regidrago is snatched up as well.
Los Caducados got to be feeling pretty good right here. It feels like every time they get into one of these big engagements with their opponents, they are winning a lot of these fights. Greninja uniting onto 3 of them right here. Talon up into the sky. Misses the fly once again, but the Flame Sweep able to pick up the KO.
Yeah, fortunately, they didn't have to extend their Unite move right there, Cowboys. So the Talonflame is still holding on to that as we've got 1 minute until our boss monster hits the map. Mega Mewtwo X a little bit early than when you'd want it post-scrap. But now, a couple points going in as well, and the lead is stretching. Down by 93 is Ingage.
You know, Ingage spent this entire match with that tier 1 goal zone up in the top path for their opponents, right? And I think that was very intentional. In fact, it obviously was very intentional with them not scoring in that top path. They wanted to not give experience over to the side of Los Caducados, but regardless of them doing that, they are still ahead on the XP side for Los Caducados. They've got the 13 on Greninja, Blaziken, and we've got a level 12 on the Miraidon. It's very close, however, for Ingage. Now they have level 3 level 13s.
Yeah, they really needed the Talonflame to measure up, and that last knockout they were able to get about a minute ago is really what helped the Talonflame stay online, as we have 15 seconds till boss monster here, and we are going to start scrapping through it.
Sneaky little fly right there. Not only gets the wild Pokemon, gets that red buff, but also able to hit the enemy so the cooldown gets reduced. Really nice stuff there. For some of the flies that have missed today, that was a perfect one.
I agree. Talonflame looking for a pretty robust flank. As Trevenant is in the mix, Solar Beam comes through, repositioned by the Umbreon, tries, tons of damage is out, pops the Trevenant Unite on the backside. They are able to catch the reset before they're knocked out. That was gargantuan. Hiyori doesn't go down, but the Greninja does off the back of the Mew. Silent all game, but makes their presence known right there. Mewtwo Unite is out, and the Mew Unite goes into the fog as they're going on the chase. 2 players down, that's the Latias. The Meteor Storm lands, but doesn't find any quality targets. We take to the skies with the Fly. We're chasing for the Blaziken, but we get out of the way of the Woodhammer. It's a KO streak of 2 for Mega Mewtwo X as they want more bodies. They're going straight towards Blaziken. Mew is dispatched of, and coming back off respawn is the Greninja for round 2.
Wow, I mean, what a great fight there for Ingage through a lot of it. However, Los Caducados holding their own, staying in this thing, and Los Caducados is up right now, and they're chipping at this Kyogre. Moving in for this fight, Umbreon pushing forward, Talonflame, Unite moves 2. However, we have 2 down on the side of Ingage, Doob Snacks.
That was a huge flame sweep and a good portal to reset. Fly back to the sky, hits 2. Positioned by the Horn Leech. Nice charge beam follow-up. And they're falling like dominoes now. Oh, Greg is low on HP. They're trying to reset. Trevenant knows exactly where they are. They Phantom Force through the wall and catch their own portal out. But now it's all the pressure on by the Caducados in the middle. Kyogre is getting eviscerated. Jumping into the mix is the Mew. Surf for the reposition, buying enough time. Is it enough? No. Los Caducados secures. And the portal is down, but they get reset the hard way, and that's the Caducados catching bodies, as now they're looking to put up more points.
They're moving towards this central goal zone here with only 15 seconds left. They are already up in this moment, finding a big victory here in game number 2, and boy did they need it. This is not only, you know, a victory in this set, but it's got to be a huge morale boost for this squad.
It absolutely is. I'm looking at the Trevenant here. What a series of plays at the end of the game. Good Woodhammer repositions. You know, always understood the limit of their Pokemon. Didn't get caught out, but was getting a lot of information. And then that monster Horn Leech on the Talonflame, pushing them into the wall and allowing Charge Beam Miraidon to lace one in there and get quality knockouts. Well done by Los Caducados, and tip of the hat to the tree. I think it was Drayton all around you.
I don't know why, but fist fight in a ball pit, if I ever saw a headline that says Doob Snacks arrested, it would say for fist fighting in a ball pit. I just know it for sure. As we head into game number 3, Los Caducados, your purple team, Ingage, your orange team. Here we go. Los Caducados desperately trying not to end day 1 0-2, Doob Snacks.
Yeah, listen, all I'm going to say is if Charles Entertainment Cheese is going to step up to me again like he did last time, we're fist fighting in the ball pit. That's just what it boils down to.
I appreciate that you use the full legal name of Chuck there. I think it's important because you are taking them to court. As we head to the top path here, we're seeing this Lucario, Mega Lucario, I should say, brawl with this Mega Mewtwo X. And it looks like with the support from both of these, they're just going to walk away unscathed.
Yeah, really just testing the waters to see who is going to overextend. Now, if I am that Mewtwo X, I'm trying to make sure that I don't get caught out because, of course, that Scyther is now roaming the map, and it's easy for that Scyther to pounce and create a quality knockout for themselves.
Greninja gets great information right here. They know exactly where it is, and they move in on it right there. The dual wing beat hits the Mewtwo, but doesn't get a lot. They're chasing it right down with the Greninja, not able to make the KO. Hoopa cutting them off slightly right there. Great stuff from Ingage. They were in a scary spot, but they were able to pull back.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the quality of just a good support player. Just being able to get on there, put the Hoopa just in the mix and drag attention away for the Scyther to get out shows that, you know, you can play the support role without having all your support moves online quite yet.
And here we go. Mewtwo now going to hit their 5, which means unfortunately they're going to waste this Mega Gauge unless they can find a quick fight in the top path, as we're seeing our team Ingage just farm up here in the bottom path. Scyther already level 7, so looking to make maybe a sneaky play here in bot. You might expect them to be center for Regidrago, but they're hiding in the tall grass.
Yeah, I'm kind of watching the Frogget here to see where they're rotating. They're going to make their presence known up top to see if we can get any value out of the Scyther downstairs. Both central area players are kind of just avoiding each other at this point in time, as it actually looks like our fight downstairs is starting to evolve a little bit. Greg peeling down, side duck, Greninja showing up for the smoke. Portal is down. Is it going to be quick enough? No, the knockout is there.
Wow, the Psyduck picking up that Scyther right there. That is huge for the side of Los Caducados. Great fight. They go down. It only took 2 members of Los Caducados to hold them at bay, while multiple members decided to rotate down for that Regidrago fight. This match incredibly close, but Kados definitely taking the best of a few of these engagements here.
Right now, Lucario doing a good job securing some of this wild Pokemon in the face of a Mega Mewtwo X, and it just evolves just in time for just a quality knockout.
Yeah, big stuff right there as Hoopa moves to the top path to punish them. And now you can see Greninja able to take this all by themselves. Bottom goal zone gone for Ingage. This is going to be a nice Reggie Steel buff for the side of Los Caducados, and that could be great for this upcoming fight. Regieleki nowhere close to done yet. Greninja, though, moving through their central area.
Doing a great job. Dual wing beat on Trevenant, not the target you want here, as Ingage looks to turtle up around their T1 with the Regieleki marching in their direction. Is Los Caducados going to take this fight here in the face of 4? It looks like they're playing it a little bit safe. Overextension by the Crustle. The portal is down. They're pulled and dragged away from the portal. They can't catch it. Just barely able to nab a berry as the Scyther Unite is out, and now we're putting the pressure on Chaoshrika 2. Greninja getting into the back line. They do get dispatched of, but the damage has been done.
Yeah, Greninja right there picking up a triple, and you can definitely assume that Ingage did not expect to have that Regieleki walking towards them in the top path. We didn't get to see the secure, but they had Mega Lucario there, you know, close combat and power-up punch, yet they somehow lose it to Miraidon, picking it off there. Unfortunate stuff for Ingage, and then an unfortunate fight as Greninja moves in, picking up a huge triple KO. The silver lining, of course, for Ingage is that Scyther got the KO back the other way, grabbing all of that Greninja's experience.
Yeah, and that's the thinnest of margins here. Rock Tomb, X Scissor coming back through, repositioned X Scissor back into the wall, but that's just enough to slow down the 5 for them to get knocked out twice. Greninja, 5 KOs in the last 60 seconds, and you gotta think that Greninja is feeling it right now.
Greninja right there, a little bit of bad math scoring in the top path, but it's not that bad for them as they are up 200. It was to 0 now. Some counter scoring from Ingage brings them to 57. Greninja having their moments. You know, it's always one of those question mark Pokemon. It feels like a Gengar almost, right? You have these players that are incredible on it, but will it be able to be the difference maker in some of these big fights? Mewtwo Unite move, not for a lot of value, but they do have information on where every single member of Ingage is at right now, which means they know that this is pretty much a free secure in the bottom path.
Yep, absolutely. Now, what is Ingage going to do? Down on the scoreboard, down in experience. They've taken most of their experience that's kind of cheap and free on their side of the map. They need to start looking for bodies, but Los Caducados knows what's up, and they're chasing for him as well. Rock Tomb straight into the dual wing beat. Could have been a quality knockout, but not quite enough in the tank to finish her out.
I actually felt like Caducados was okay with them possibly going down there as they continued to position multiple members for a counter strike if they were able to fight. Ingage now looking for more opportunities to score. We've got some points. No, not going in from the Scyther. They're actually in a little bit of trouble right here as multiple members of Caducados are here to defend the goal zone.
Closing the goal zone out right there with a Mew Unite following. Trev Unite popped as well. Portal's down. Nice little reset for 2. Close combat goes wide. Reposition with the wood hammer here as Girarwi is up to their old tactics. Huge Horn Leech for 3, and we'll see what that results back into. Can it convert into a knockout for this Los Caducados team? And it doesn't look like it as the fight settles back in. Psyduck right there with the surf, into Mew using their surf to try and get out. Greninja Unite straight onto the top pad as we're crash landing on top, and Ingage is trying to stem that tide as well.
And here we go. Greninja deciding whether or not they're going to move through this fight. Instead, just deciding to take some experience here from the side of Ingage. This Greninja making huge plays throughout this match, moving in with some boosteds against Crustle right here. About a minute 15 away from Groudon. 100 points separate these squads, and it really does feel like a lot of beautiful team fights here from Los Caducados. Ingage is going to need to find something big as they pick up a nice KO there, and they get to finish off the Miraidon as well, opening up this bottom Reggie for them. This could be huge, but Greninja making their way towards this bottom path as well. They could move through the smoke screen as they are kind of dancing towards this objective. Ingage pulls away from it, and Los Caducados pulls away.
Interesting maneuvers out here. We've got 35 seconds until our boss monster populates on the screen. It is Groudon this time around, of course, and we'll see how Ingage tends to play it, giving up this Regirock very easily.
Yeah, Regirock over to the side of Caducados, and two Pokemon that's really scary. I mean, three, all these tanky, the Mewtwo X, the Psyduck, the Trevenant, and here we go. They are moving towards this fight right here. Scyther possibly picking up something with a dual wing beat. Beautiful, unstoppable right there from the Lucario.
Oh. Huge
catch, though.
Gerarwi, straight into the Mega Luca, down before they can make their presence known. Los Caducados sees that as the writing on the wall. All Ingage can do is watch from the outside as Los Caducados swarms the middle. They're jumping on top of this Mew, who's forced to pop their Unite move and get into the fog just to see how they can reposition. That was a good surf on 3. Nobody's there to follow up, as for some reason the Scyther scrapping with the tree. Popping 2 Unite moves back and forth is not going to be enough. Psyduck on the chase, they use their Unite move as well. All of a sudden, this Mew, Miffy is on the backside, and everybody knows where they are. How is Ingage going to react? They're forging back into the middle. Gerarwi looking for another stun. The rings are unbound, and the fists are flying, and the stuns are there for them as well. Ingage needs to follow up as the HP bar. Gerarwi's down. Greninja's down. The meteors are crash landing on Earth, but everybody's bubbled out into the middle. Ingage has the opportunity and the positional advantage to take this thing down. Mega Mewtwo X finds 2. They're looking for their third. Can they get it? No. The Rebel Rousing is there. The Mega Lucario is back in time. And now they still got to get those points in because they're down by exactly a hundo burger.
3 KOs, however, for the Mewtwo. It's definitely not over, but they do need to make a score happen right here. Lucario with the Groudon buff, looking for their moment. I don't believe Scyther has it, but I'm not positive here. We have 40 seconds left. They could be waiting for their team before they decide to fight here. Obviously, they're going to be very powerful, but so is the defense from Los Caducados. 30 seconds now, Doob Snacks. Scyther making their way. Hoopa running towards the top path. We have Miraidon on pad. Lucario looking to score, and no one is... Oh, wow.
They stopped their own score. The Trevenant backed out. Okay, even, Steven. 10 seconds left. Somebody's got to get points in. 76 back the other way in the back door. Ingage has to get it in. They've got 5 seconds. Greninja is down. The fight is on. They got to start trying to score. The plus 14 is not going to be enough. They're going to need a bit more. What? Go plus 40. Was that 54 total? Quick math. Plus 6 scored back the other way. I don't think they got enough, Cowboy.
I don't think they did either. So incredibly close right there. Huge wood hammer to stop the score. And it is Caducados 282 to 254. What a defense on that goal zone. That Trevenant is absolutely perfect for their squad. Huge plays in every game.
Yeah, I mean, facilitating everything that they were able to find success in.